Hello viewers, in this video I am going to introduce you to a very beautiful and at the same time inspiring poem written by one of the best English poets. Name of the poem is On His Having Arrived at the Age of 23. Name of the poet is John Milton. John Milton is considered to be one of the greatest or finest of English poets, and here is a very simple poem written by him. John Milton was born in 1608 and he died in 1674. At the age of 44, he lost his eyesight. He has written quite a number of important works like Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained, Samson Agonistus, Areopagitica, Lycidas, Comus, and many more. Apart from these classics, he also has written a number of smaller poems. Apart from being a poet, he was a revolutionary. His Areopagitica advocates freedom of expression. He was even imprisoned after the Puritan age came to an end. All his great works were written after he became completely blind. Even as a student, he was quite popular and he was known as the Lady of the Christ, that is, Christ's College, London. And as a poet, he was labelled as the English Virgil. His greatness as a poet is intact even to this day. Now let us have a look at the poem. How soon had time, the subtle thief of youth, stolen on his wing my 23rd year. My hazing days fly on with full career, but my late spring no bud or blossom showeth. How soon had time, the subtle thief of youth. Here, in the first line, Milton compares time to a thief with wings who has stolen his 23rd year, that is 23rd year. SUBTLE is pronounced as subtle. My hazing days fly on with full career. All my days, I am growing by age. That is, all my days are passing very fast, but my late spring no bud or blossom showeth. He is worried that though he is putting on a lot of age, 22, 23, 24 and so on, there is no trace yet of any talent budding in him and blossoming in him. The thing is, I am no doubt growing in age, but at the same time, there is no trace of any talent or skill in me. That is what is worrying the poet right now. Perhaps my semblance might deceive the truth that I to manhood am arrived so near, an inward ripeness that much less appear, that some more timely happy spirit endued. Semblance means appearance. Perhaps my appearance might deceive the truth. You may not believe that I have reached the age of 23 just by having a look at my face. Deceive means to fool, to cheat, to con. My resemblance or my appearance might not give away the truth that I have reached the age of 23. An inward ripeness that much less appear, that some more timely happy spirit endued. An inward ripeness that much less appear, that is, outwardly I don't appear to have reached the age of 23, and inwardly that is much lesser. Some happy spirits might be having both outward appearance as well as inner growth. But in my case, neither my outward appearance appears to be of 23 years, and at the same time, inwardly also, my talents, my skills are not are so great. Yet, be it less or more, or soon or slow, it shall be still in strictest measure even to that same lot, however mean or high, toward which time leads me and the will of heaven. What the poet is now saying is, whatever it is, whether it is less or more, soon or slow, it shall be still in strictest measure, even to that same lot, however mean or high, toward which time leads me and the will of heaven. Heaven means God here. Here, the poet is telling us that whatever function God has given him, whether it is less or more, small or big responsibility, great or mean, so whichever responsibility the heaven, that is God, has given him, he is going to adhere to it, he is going to fulfill it in its truest measure. He is not going to be disappointed if the responsibility that is vested in him is small or mean. He is not going to take it to his head if the responsibility is big or great. Whether it is mean or great, he is going to give the responsibility the same kind of importance that it deserves. Because this particular responsibility, this particular function is given to him by the will of heaven. That is, God has decided to give him this much of talent or this much of responsibility. So he is not going to contradict with the will of God. He wants to put God's will to its fullest use. All is, I have grace to use it so, as ever in my great taskmaster's eye. And he concludes the poem with this particular lines. All is, if I have grace to use it so, whatever talents God has bestowed in me, I am going to use as ever in my great taskmaster's eye. Whatever God has destined for him, whatever God has ordained for him, whatever God has decided for him, he will do that particular task to the satisfaction of the Almighty, the satisfaction of the God, the satisfaction of the Maker. So it simply means that greatness lies in the taskmaster's eye. It is the taskmaster, that is God, who has to give us grades at the end of the day. It is not our friends, family members, or people around who are going to judge us. Whatever responsibilities we fulfill are going to be judged by the Almighty. That is what he seems to be saying here. Thanks for watching, and the same poem is available even in Telugu version. I am going to upload almost all the poems and passages that are prescribed for first year and second year intermediate. If you like my way of teaching, you kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.